As we enter year 3 of this pandemic, one of the big questions we have is how much protection do we get from the vaccine or from getting COVID itself? And inside this building right here in Frederick, right next to a big open field, some top doctors are trying to figure that out. So we went inside to verify.
Every single day is something new. It's always quite very interesting.
Troy Kemp has been studying COVID-19 for the last 2 years, a big pivot from what he studied before the pandemic.
My major focus was on HPV.
That is an STI that can cause cancer. In fact, the whole lab switched gears, studying COVID-19 antibodies, the disease-fighting proteins created by our bodies after infection or vaccination.
To understand how well those antibodies maintain themselves over time.
Walk me through what you guys do here. Dr. Leisha Pinto oversees the lab. She says that this work is at times tedious and time-consuming and needs to be replicated over and over to be trusted.
Thousands and thousands of times and then many thousands of plates.
She says that when the pandemic first started, it was the National Cancer Institute that asked her team to pivot away from HPV to develop and standardize a Sars COVID antibody test.
We felt like really we could help.
She explains that according to the data, vaccines will give you those valuable antibodies, at least for a while.
We just don't know how long immunity lasts because, again, that immunity is going to vary depending on the individual.
It also depends on how long it's been since the person got the shot.
That'll look at all the different color ranges.
Take this tray full of blood samples. Each column represents a separate patient who either had COVID or the vaccine. And the darker the yellow, the more antibodies.
You can tell us, exactly where maybe they're 1 month out from getting the vaccine versus someone maybe over here could be 6 months out from getting the vaccine.
As for natural immunity, meaning those who got infected but not vaccinated.
The fact that you are infected, it doesn't mean that you are protected. You have a reduced risk of reinfection compared to individuals that were not infected. But you still are susceptible to infections.
Which is why Pinto says vaccination is the best way to get protection from COVID-19. So here's the bottom line. We can verify that we do get protection from both natural immunity and vaccines. But just how long it lasts is still being studied. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.